If you could live green, would you? I'm Nick Fedorov, host of Things Green, where we introduce nuggets of green lifestyle from gardening, upcycling, answering your questions, sustainability, even discussing environmental issues. You can become more confident in making the right decisions for you and your family. So come along as we are Things Green.
Being out in the yard and garden has never been so much fun. With our many playful laser-cut pet, garden, and yard signs. More information at InStyleSteel.com.
For nearly 90 years, the Bonide family has provided solutions to lawn and garden pest problems. Whether it's an insecticide, weed killer, fungicide, or plant care product, Bonide products will provide you the best solution to your lawn, garden, or home pest problem.
Southland Sod Farms, creators of genuine marathon sod. Pre-grown, tall fescue grass. More information at sod.com.
DRAM has been providing gardeners with professional equipment for over 80 years. DRAM products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. DRAM for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
And that's the way you keep your plants moist. Hi, I'm inviting you to come down to one of the free home shows where I give free garden talks. All you have to do is go to my website, thingsgreen.com, to see when the dates and the venues are at. Did you put all this here for me to eat?
That's right. Welcome, Nick. I hope you enjoyed it.
This is like a candy land for me. And I do feel like grazing. Look at this. This is lettuce.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, look. But look, it's itty bitty tiny lettuces. How in the world do you get this stuff over here? Look at that. Look at that itty bitty lettuce. Look at that. Oh, so good. Okay.
Can you believe it? All of these are started by students.
Really?
At Fullerton College.
Fullerton College?
Yep.
My alma mater.
Really?
Yeah.
So all these plants here are done in the classroom for them, part of their horticulture class, and then they bring out and donate to the community.
Nice.
And we in turn donate to the community.
We weren't that nice when I was in school, I'll tell you that right now. Okay, so they grow this, they bring it over here.
Yep.
Where is here?
So here's the growing experience. Welcome. It's at the Maze Center. Maze in acronym stands for Meditation, Agriculture, Yoga, and Education.
Oh, you're not going to put me in a pretzel for that yoga thing, are you?
Not at all. Yoga does not have to be on a mat.
Okay, so what do we got going over here?
So today we're going to show you how to plant. It's the beginning of spring. It's a perfect time. Beautiful sun, beautiful weather.
Gorgeous.
After the rain, it's gorgeous. All right, let's go over.
So you have gardens all over the place.
We have garden all over the place. There's 8 acres of farmland here.
Oh, 8 acres?
8 acres.
That's a lot.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
You know, a 100 square foot garden can actually feed a family of 4. 8 acres, you're feeding a whole community.
Oh, yes, we are.
Nice.
And it's all donation based.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Wow.
So fighting the food inequity in our community here.
Okay, so I would imagine you didn't, you don't walk up to your garden and have a pre-dug hole.
No, so I dug this one up just to kind of see and prepare. So for beginner gardeners or even just normal gardener, you know, you want to use your glove, just be careful. You want to dig a hole there. You notice that there are mulch here. So the mulch is very good at keeping the water conservation, but it also acts like a blanket for the plants. So put lots of mulch, and it's also a way for us to be green. So you have all these businesses that are landscapers chopping down trees. Give them a call and say, hey, I could use some mulch for
there you go.
my
Yeah,
house.
they'll give it away.
Yeah, so here is
They don't have to take it to the landfill, and like you said, it's in the landfill, and it's super inexpensive. And sometimes, I even know one arborist, he'll even take and he'll double grind it for you.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, really
Absolutely.
cool. All right, so we're going to get this in the
So
ground.
we're going to get this in the ground. So you dig enough hole.
Do we know what this is? This is called
Yes.
the Cherokee Purple.
Oh, I love that. That's a favorite.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so the way you start planting, you want to squeeze the bottom, and you want to put your hand at the base of the plant, tip it over.
Oh, look at those roots. They're
You
so
see all the
pretty.
beautiful roots?
Oh, I love that.
And so here's the first thing to do before you plant them. You've got to tickle the roots.
Oh,
Tickle them. Because you want them to spread and open up and dig through. So tickle them.
And you want to know
Beautiful.
something? This is really important because there are companies that are starting to create these peat pots with these things. And if you were to plant those things in the peat pot, albeit the peat pot will eventually disintegrate, but the problem is that the root structure in that does not venture out like they give you the impression it would. If you got a peat pot, take the peat pot, take it out of the peat pot, and then throw it in the bottom of the hole. Otherwise, we've got this, and you can recycle these. You can do these all over again. I use them all the time. Okay,
Yep,
go ahead.
that's
Now
right.
what?
All right, so you ready? Let's give it a new home. So a spiritual process, you just want to say, hey, I want to introduce you to your new home. You get snuggle in there, okay? So you want to put it in there. Remember that you want the base to come up. And tomato plant's an easy plant for beginners to start because they're weeds. You can't kill tomato plants. All right, you want to cover it up, and then you want to give it a snuggle tug.
Look at you. You're tickling and snuggling.
And snuggling.
Man, this is a fun hobby.
All right, and kind of cover it up, throw the mulch in, and
Just as
voila,
simple.
it's done.
So we ended up planting or installing a plant in around, if I wasn't here, in around 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm a yapper. And how long for harvest, to harvest?
Give this about 2-3 months, and you'll be done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that thing. Now, of course, you're going to have to put a cage around it, or you let them run wild.
We actually put a cage around it, and we have bamboo stakes that we
Oh.
actually make our own cage.
Okay.
So next, I want to show you our chicken coops. So come
you
on
got chicken
over.
coops
Oh
over
my
here?
gosh.
How come there was no cock-a-doodle-doo anymore when I got here?
You know what the strangest thing? City policies. No roosters allowed.
Oh, was that right?
Yes.
Well,
We're going to make one exception.
You know, in the world of chickens, if you don't want fertile eggs, you can't have a rooster around.
Exactly. So for a farm around sustainability, we need to educate our city leaders to say, hey, we need some roosters in our
Oh,
farm.
how interesting.
Yes.
So you got some strawberries growing over
We
here.
got some strawberries growing. So it's an
Nice.
education center for little kids as well. So they
Oh.
get to come and plant. And
Okay.
there's my little kid over there. She's
Oh, how
a
cute.
youngest farmer here.
Nice.
All right. Hi, Alyssa. Alyssa
Hi,
is one of our
Alyssa.
interns here learning about our farm and the green industry. Here's our chickens. Let's open the coop
Wait,
up.
wait, before you do it, what are you doing over here? You're going to let those are wild animals.
No, we love them. We're gonna let them out, let them spread their joy all over the farm, and we'll feed them and gather some eggs.
Now, do I need to jump on something high? Because they look like they're going to attack me.
Oh, as long as we give them food, you're good.
Okay. All right, so here we go.
Here we go.
We got a whole
Letting
bunch
out
of
the
cattle.
flock.
Look at this. Oh, this is too cool.
Hello, ladies.
Oh, my
Hello.
goodness. Now, do we know what type? Looks like you have some Red Island Roads in there.
Rhode Island Red.
Rhode Island
we
Reds.
have American Eagles.
Uh-huh.
We have the American Eagles produces blue eggs.
Wow.
So Alyssa's collecting some eggs right now. Let's go check it out.
Wait, we can go in there?
Yep, come on
Okay.
in, you guys. Hey, Alyssa, we want to collect some eggs with you.
Look at this. Okay.
So they eat our compost.
So you've got a coop within a coop, it looks like.
We get a coop within a coop, but they
Okay.
get to roam around the farm.
Wait a minute.
And there's
Oh,
some
no, that one
ladies
just laid an
laying
egg.
eggs. Yes.
It just laid an egg.
Just laying eggs.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
here you go. There's one.
That is so cool.
Here's another. Look at that.
Wow.
Fresh eggs. Fresh eggs.
And eggs are going for about $3,000 a dozen right now.
That's right. Very expensive.
Okay. Now, are they always laying the eggs in here?
In here and there, and we have a couple other coops that they do. And one time they laid some in the banana trees outside.
No way.
Cute.
Now, are they primarily laying in the morning, or do they lay at different times of day?
That's a good question.
Different time of the day.
Different
yeah.
times of day?
So
Okay.
each hen lays about one egg every 24 hours.
Okay.
We have about 30 chickens here.
Nice.
And one duck that was donated by a local middle school. They were incubating duck eggs. That's part of a classroom.
Oh, okay.
And so we also adopt other eggs or chickens from local community members.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful. Some of the coloring on some of these are just amazing.
Gorgeous.
Thank you. Now, I was in Armenia one time, and this is just a couple of years ago, and I was
Thank you, Alyssa.
so yeah, thank you
Go
very
ahead and
much.
put it
I
on
was
too.
so surprised that you don't have to put these in the refrigerator if you don't want to.
Nope, you don't have to.
They're gonna
fresh
last a long time.
Yes, they have a coating on the chicken eggs already that you don't need to refrigerate them.
And I
Once
believe
you
it's
clean
and,
them,
and
you
I believe
need
it.
to.
Yeah, I believe it's
Yeah.
called a bloom.
Yes.
So they have
yes.
a bloom on there.
Yep.
So you leave the bloom alone, and then but you have to remember that bloom actually can contain bacteria. Like there's an egg right here that's got a little poo on there.
Yep.
So you got to be careful about stuff like that.
You gotta wash them.
Yeah,
Yes.
you gotta wash them afterwards. And then use them. Don't wash
Yes.
them. Don't wash them and then leave them outside.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I've never been around so many chickens like this in my life. This is so cool.
Yes.
Now, do you guys ever pick them up?
We do. So it's very easy to pick them up. You go from the back and you kind of grab the wings. But I think right now, because it's early in the morning, let them run free.
I think so.
Yeah, they're just gonna follow us.
Okay. Very good.
So over here we have about over 300 fruit trees. We have the mango orchard,
Okay.
Thai guava orchard, cherimoya orchard, all wrap around, avocados.
Nice.
And right above here is the ice cream bean tree. So this one, the flesh tastes a little bit like vanilla ice cream up here.
Really?
And here we have sugar cane. So we have a sugar cane press over there.
Okay.
We could take any of these sugar cane and start making our own sugar.
Wait a minute. So this is an actual press?
It's an actual press.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
We're gonna come back someday and we're gonna make some real sugar. How's that sound?
That sounds right.
I love that idea. Okay.
And here's some of our staff interns. This is Sarah.
Wait,
Hi,
wait, Sarah, I have to tell you, you're not one of the lazier ones, are you? Because you're the only one that's sitting.
Oh no, sir. I'm still at work.
Oh, you're still at work here?
Yes, I
So
am.
so what are we doing?
We're actually deshelling some fava beans.
Fava beans. Now fava beans are really big beans.
They're really big beans. You want to take a look?
Yeah, look at
this.
Really big, yeah.
Look how huge they are.
As is. So the green part inside is what you're eating. It tastes almost like edamame here. Look at
Wow. You actually eat that?
that. Yep.
You can try one if you want.
No, I understand that we're gonna have a little special treat later, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
we
I'm
will.
gonna wait for that one. Is that okay?
Good. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well,
Okay,
I
well,
want to
thank
show you
you.
the actual
Thank
fava
you.
bean plant here. What it looks like. It is a beautiful, beautiful plant here.
Oh, look at that thing! You got
Oh
all
my
kinds of
gosh.
appendages on it.
Yes, it's everywhere.
No kidding. So how do you know when to pick them?
You could pick them at different stages.
Okay.
You could leave them go really big, like a big pot like this one. And it gives you a different taste, a nutty taste or a sweet taste.
Depending on the size.
It's depending on the size. So this is a little bit small. This is perfect.
Okay.
The sweetness taste, which she's dehusking right now.
Dehusking.
Yes.
So you're dehuskifying those things.
Oh,
I think
yes.
I just made a word up. Nice. Okay. Now, are these a perennial plant or do they stick around all the time, or do you
They
have to
do not stick around all the
you have to
time.
replant them
And
each year?
the good thing about the fava bean is they have a very short season. So right at the beginning of spring is where you get your fava beans, get all your recipes, and just enjoy the delicious taste of pre-spring.
Okay. So how are you going to take and how are you going to preserve them though? I mean, you pick them and do they get preserved?
Yes. So we actually donate them to the community.
Okay.
Rarely do we have food left over, but when we do, we actually either freeze them, boil them, freeze them, and take them out when you're ready to eat them.
Oh, nice, nice. Okay, now we have some more.
We have some more fava beans. So
yeah.
fava bean is everywhere right now. This is Masuma. Hi,
That's
Masuma.
that's a big basket you have there.
So Masuma,
How long did it take you to do those? Pick those.
It's like
a few minutes.
a few minutes,
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Now
You wanna
you're-
try?
Now you're from someplace that I've never been to before.
Yes. So Masuma is a refugee from Afghanistan. She has a master's degree in farming, and it's such a beautiful process for the Maize Center is using farming and healing, developing wellness
Nice.
for ourselves, community, and the environment.
And this is the yoga part that she's doing because she's reaching in, picking stuff up, and putting in there.
Being mindful of your body and
Yeah.
your posture is the yoga part, and then being mindful of your breathing is the meditation part.
These are so big. Look at that.
Are.
How come she didn't pick the big ones? Look at that. Yours are tiny compared to this. Man.
All right, so we could
Thank
head
you.
back.
Okay.
Here's all the chickens just enjoying themselves.
Now they're just. How do you corral them up?
So they know by 5 o'clock to go back to their home. You don't have to corral
I was
them.
wondering why they had little watches on them.
Look
They're
at
just
them.
hitting. Now they're just kind of walking with us right now.
Oh, yes.
Now, have any of these little guys attacked anybody?
Nope.
No. So they must be very well fed if that's the case.
They're well fed and they're free range. They run around. They drop their fertilizer in the ground for us. They're wonderful farm workers, by the way.
Okay.
We don't eat our chickens. We only have them here for the eggs. We let them go through maturity, and then we do a little ceremony when they actually, at the end of their days.
Oh, okay.
They last about 6 to 8 years.
Oh, that long? That's quite a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you have 8 acres here, and 8 acres is not easy to take care of.
It's not
so
easy
you
to
do
take
need
care of.
volunteers to come out here.
A lot of volunteers.
Okay, so how would they end up coming here? How would they know? Is there a website or something like
There's
that?
a website, so themayscenter.org is where they actually could sign up for volunteers.
Okay.
Put a schedule request, and then we actually let them know, based on their schedule, what
Okay.
kind of programs is happening.
Now, you're not opposed to people like making donations, are you? Like
Not
money-
at
no,
all.
no.
We love donation. It would support our community cause.
So here we have something that's really interesting because we're bringing this full circle over here.
Yes.
All the way from the plants that, from my alma mater, you didn't know that part, did you? That was fun. I sprung that on you intentionally. From my alma mater into the ground, they're picking all this stuff, bringing it over here, being fed and everything. And then this is the true thing of farm to table. That's what we're doing over here, farm to table. And believe me, they do need the volunteers over here because I was the only one who knew how to start this tractor and bring it over here.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So what are we doing?
So right now we're making a French omelet.
Okay,
so,
now for the record, I am a vegetarian.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm not a vegan, I'm a vegetarian. So
yes,
this is
you could
something
do
that
eggs.
I could do this.
You could do eggs.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a farm, so I'm just showing you how we're making a lot of stuff that's at the farm. So I have an induction.
So what does induction mean?
An induction using the electromagnetic energy to actually heat up the pot without using gas.
Ah, so it's like magic.
It's like magic.
Okay.
And you are also actually saving the environment.
All right, I like
All
that
right.
idea.
So we do a lot of this. You kind of melt the butter in there.
All right.
We're
Now
at
was
the
that
farm right now.
was that butter measured out, or you just figured, you know,
I
want
love-
to clog his arteries?
I love cooking based on intuition.
okay.
So cooking is about being present with ourselves
Okay.
and cooking to our taste, what we enjoy. And taste actually triggers a memory of our childhood.
All right.
And so it's very gentle on our body. And so I want you to be comfortable cooking the way you would enjoy it.
She's calling me a child because I've never had one of these before. But the next time I do, I'm going to remember this moment right now.
Why don't you dehusk that for us a little bit?
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's do 2-3 beans.
Okay.
What do you think?
So bring these over here like this.
Yep.
So we're going to crack this open,
There you go.
just like a regular bean.
Mm-hmm.
But these are gigantic beans. Oh, look at that. Pooping them right up.
And you could do this with your family. Have fun with the kids. So I'm the 5th generation of farmers in my family.
Okay.
And we do things slightly differently. We bring our traditions, but we do something differently. My background is also in biochemistry, so I like to bring the science into farming and food.
You're like a brainiac and everything.
You know, I just enjoy doing what I do.
Good for you. So 5 generations
5
here
generations.
in America?
Not in America. So I came here when I was about 10 years old.
Okay.
And I came here as a refugee of the Khmer Rouge genocide that started in 1975 to 1979. I'm going to go around you a little bit to grab our spices.
Okay.
And there were no farms here in Long Beach. It was a cement jungle for me. So it was a shocker for me. I'm just adding a little bit of salt. It was a shocker for me. And so I started container gardening at home
Do
in
you
my
need more?
apartments.
Just let me know and I'll pass it to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I almost kind of feel like I'm with Julia Childs right now, giving me the directions on what to do. Okay,
And I
good.
like to do something special. I like
What's
to include a little of my spice from the farm. So
Okay.
turmeric. Turmeric is so healthy for you. It's anti-inflammatory. It's great during the cooler season. Eat it as much as you can. This is from our farm that's grown right here and there.
Wow. How many of these am I supposed to crack open?
So let's do 3. How about that?
All right, so this is the third one.
So this is the actual roots that comes from the ground. You wash the dirt off. This is what
Okay.
it looks like. You could dry it and make it into a little powder.
Oh.
And you could add this into your coffee or into
Coffee?
Yes, just a little bit.
Okay, that's like people. That's like
it's
people.
a spice, right? This doesn't taste that spicy.
So people.
This is very little.
So people will actually put salt in their coffee. Did you hear about that?
I heard about that.
Yeah,
Smell
yeah.
this. Some fresh spice.
That does smell great. Now, I did the number one thing I should never have done, and I usually teach you otherwise. When anybody puts something up to your schnoz like that, you should waft it in, because you never know. It could be some kind of poison.
Oh!
Okay, so...
so now you're going to put the butter
I
in.
did
I
4 of
just
these.
melted the butter.
Okay. So I did 4.
4 of
Are we
these.
taking off another coat off of these?
You are okay because those are very young.
Oh, okay.
And they'll be sweet.
So they look like they're starting to grow again.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's right.
So
All right.
These will be very sweet.
Let's get some oat milk in. Right here.
Oh, oat milk. Okay.
So I prefer to use oat milk versus
So
regular
when
milk.
you milk oat, no, I'm just kidding.
It's very easy to do. It's very easy to do.
just
I
squish
come
it.
from Cambodia. We make our own coconut milk. Climb up the tree, crack it open,
Yeah.
put the
Yeah, but
skin
it's already
out,
got
make your
juice
own milk.
inside of it.
You
This don't have
drink the
juice inside of it.
first. Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah. So you just squeeze the bejeebers out of it and juice comes out?
You squeeze it, you blend it, squeeze it, and you get the milk.
Really?
Yes. All right, so
I've actually
also-
done that with almonds before. I've made my own almond milk.
This is delicious.
yeah,
I
it's good
love
stuff.
cooking my own food. Love cooking my own food.
Okay, so you're
All right.
whipping this all up.
Whipping this all up, so it's very easy to do, right? So we just added all the ingredients in here, butter, and by the way, I love making my own ghee. This is the ghee I made.
What's a ghee?
So ghee is actually like butter that you cook off the protein and evaporate the water, about 20 minutes, 2 pounds of butter. You have ghee. So ghee is very good for your colon, your guts. And so you kind of put it in there a little bit. I'm good with that.
Does this have a smell to it? It smells like butter. Very nice. Okay.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
All right, kind of spread that a little bit. I'm gonna put as much butter as I can back into my omelet. All right, here we go.
So this is a true farm to table kind of a thing.
Yes, yes. We're cooking at the farm right now.
Nice, 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 nice. So are you
Beautiful
going to
sunny
use
day.
any of the dill and flowers and different things, or
We
just
will
keep
get
it
there.
Oh,
we
man, I
will
can't
get
wait.
there. This is a little topping. So
You know, the
this
show's
is,
almost over. I have to eat, you know.
we'll get there soon enough. So we're open Monday through Fridays, and we have different hours for different collaborative organizations. If you're a nonprofit, if you're a school, and you would like to bring students here for learning purposes,
Okay.
we have different hours for you. You contact us. We would open the place Saturday, Sunday for them. The students, they stay in school Monday to Friday. If you're an individual out there looking to volunteer, contact us. We will actually work with your schedule.
Nice. You're
Yes.
not going to burn my eggs, are you?
Oh, no, we're not going to burn your eggs. Yes. I love talking, but we also love eating. So here we go.
Okay, so these right here are artichokes, and artichokes are plants that are, as we were talking earlier, there's certain plants that are perennial and certain plants that are not. This is a perennial plant. You put this way back in your yard because it gets to be a big plant and it'll grow over and over again. And if you ever allow this to flower, it is one of the most beautiful flowering plants you could ever get.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Look at that. Okay, so it's cooking up, heating up
It's
for us.
cooking up. Let that cook a little bit. Okay.
I don't like my eggs running, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do a little omelet. We'll
Yeah,
make sure it's
okay.
perfect to your taste. Perfect to your taste. All right, so there are different ways to prepare this.
Oh, I
so
forgot
as you
about
see,
these guys.
Yeah, so you already pull it out of the pod, so we call that the pod.
Oh, okay.
What it looks like.
Almost
little bit,
all of them.
very cushy.
Well, for the record, I did 4 of them, so if there's some left behind.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, so what do we do?
And then
here?
here we're going to actually do a little cut, and you're going to actually de-shell it. Okay. So this, as you could feel, is a bit tough. That means you got to de-shell it.
Oh.
Okay. But if it's not that tough, you could eat it.
We cooking these, or we're just putting them inside?
We're cooking them, but it's going to be sautéed and it's going to be on the side.
Okay.
So here is our omelet. All right, ready, and here we go. Serving it up.
Omelet there.
And here is a little of our fennel leaves. We're gonna break it up, sprinkle it on. Okay, and then we're gonna do that. And so for these, you could either eat them green, right, on a side like that, or you could throw them into the pot. Voila. There you go. Okay, look at that. A little fennel greens. And we are done. You ready?
Nice.
A little salt.
Himalayan salt on top of that, right?
Yep. There you go.
Okay, look at this.
Don't burn yourself.
So we have
Nice and
the
hot.
omelet, we have the flava beans,
Yep.
both raw and sauteed.
Yes.
So we're supposed to eat this together?
Yep.
All right, we do this. I'd have you feed me, but fingers would be missing. That's nice.
Natural flavor just comes out.
And
Nice and fresh.
everything is fresh.
Yes.
Love this. Well, for the record, you can make your own.
I will. I sure will.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, Nick. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thanks for joining me on another excursion of Things Green. Our goal is to educate, inform, and entertain so you can become exposed to a green lifestyle inside and outside of the home and community, all on your terms. Join me next time right here as we help you with Things Green.
John Delmatoff Backhoe Service has been serving Southern California for over 22 years and is a proud supporter of Things Green.
Being out in the yard and garden has never been so much fun. With our many playful laser-cut pet, garden, and yard signs. More information at InStyleSteel.com.
For nearly 90 years, the Bonide family has provided solutions to lawn and garden pest problems. Whether it's an insecticide, weed killer, fungicide, or plant care product, Bonide products will provide you the best solution to your lawn, garden, or home pest problem.
Southland Sod Farms, creators of genuine marathon sod. Pre-grown, tall fescue grass. More information at sod.com.
Dram has been providing gardeners with professional equipment for over 80 years. Dram products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. Dram for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
If you could live green, would you? I'm Nick Federoff, host of Things Green, where we introduce nuggets of green lifestyle from gardening, upcycling, answering your questions, sustainability, even discussing environmental issues. You can become more confident in making the right decisions for you and your family. So come along as we are Things Green.
Being out in the yard and garden has never been so much fun. with our many playful laser-cut pet, garden, and yard signs. More information at InStyleSteel.com.
For nearly 90 years, the Bonide family has provided solutions to lawn and garden pest problems. Whether it's an insecticide, weed killer, fungicide, or plant care product, Bonide products will provide you the best solution to your lawn, garden, or home pest problem.
Southland Sod Farms, creators of genuine marathon sod. Pre-grown, tall fescue grass. More information at sod.com.
Dram has been providing gardeners with professional equipment for over 80 years. Dram products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. Dram for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
And that's the way you keep your plants moist. Hi, I'm inviting you to come down to one of the free home shows where I give free garden talks. All you have to do is go to my website, thingsgreen.com, to see when the dates and the venues are at. Today we're going to do a little bit of a porch makeover. I kind of doubt if we're going to be able to get to the whole thing today, but just a little bit is just okay. You know, that's one of the things about gardening that we have to understand. It's not all about doing everything all at once. It's just little by little, but those maintenance chores really need to happen. And as a matter of fact, what's really interesting is that we have to know when certain plants have seen better days and when we need to replace them or propagate them. And look, I'm a little bit of a bleeding heart, and I'm all about making sure that we save plants as best as possible. A lot of these plants we're going to talk about today, we can actually propagate them again. I take little cuttings, and we'll go through that in a second. But anyway, here we are. We've actually have visited this porch one time before, several years ago. That's why I think we should come back and do something about this. Now, before we get any further, there's 2 things that I want to talk about. Number one, wasn't the rain that we received this year beyond belief? Oh, it's just absolutely crazy. Look at, this is the only place now that we could say where we had rain, hail, snow, sprinkles, tornadoes, and earthquakes. I mean, why would anybody want to live here now, right? Maybe half the people will go home. Okay, so that wasn't a political commentary. That's just trying to have a little fun over here. Okay, speaking of fun here, it's, you know what, I always get fascinated about the viewership that we have, because you got to take a look at my gloves. See what my gloves over here? These are just absolutely beautiful gloves. You can tell that I've used them before. They're worn out here. We put a Band-Aid over here. They are just gross and grody, and you actually noticed it. So with that being said, somebody actually begged me to make sure that I take my gloves and I get rid of them. So I have a new set of gloves over here. I don't know if if they are actually big enough. They're extra large, but I'm like a 2X. But we're going to try to put them on right now and see if we can get them on. I'm a big fan of wearing gloves when we do work. Oh my goodness, I might have to get those other gloves back. Look at this. You could tell I didn't put these on ahead of time. All right, I've got this one on. They're nice and cozy. I like a little scooch more room in my gloves, so maybe a 2XL instead of just an extra large. Oh, this one went on better, so that means my left hand's a little bit smaller. Look at that. Ooh, you know what? These are so nice. I should really use them like for driving gloves or something, right? Ram. All right, let's get to work over here. The first thing I want to do is, let's see, I want to get my tools. And let's see here. We are going for, get a pair of secateurs here. Okay, this one is a really interesting planter. Now, typically I would take the planter out someplace in the back or in the front, but this is a clay pot. This clay pot right here has seen a lot of life, and I don't want to move it because it's just too heavy. So we're going to take some of the decorations out of this first. Let's see. Whoop, I broke the wing on this one. I'm going to have to fix that. Put that in there. All right, now what we're going to do here is pretty interesting. I originally didn't, I put the original plants in here, but things have gone crazy. We've got the clover, we've got the ice plant, we have this red apple. By the way, this red apple, interesting plant. Remember I said we could do things with propagation? This red apple in the shade will get a really dark green, but we actually have a western exposure on this thing during the most of the year. So what you can actually do with this is I would take, I can make a couple of cuttings out of this. I would take this, peel this off, and let this sit for a day or so to let this callus over, and then plant it up to here. And then it'll grow again. Red apple is amazing for collecting not beers, bees. Okay, so we want, I'm a teetotaler, what do I know, right? So they love bees. They have a little bit of a ice plant kind of flower. It's a red flower. The common name, the technical name to it, people don't know it. If you were to go to nursery and ask for Aptinia, they're not going to know what you're talking about. Just ask for this. It makes a great ground cover, by the way. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have to find out what is exactly in here, because I originally planted all this, but it doesn't necessarily mean that everything I planted is there. Okay, so I did not put this here. This right here was an afterthought that somebody put. They figured they were, instead of throwing this piece of metal away, they'd want the Aptinia to run up it. It did its job. Let's see if I can get rid of this. All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's get rid of this. I think I'm breaking stuff up. So if I don't smash my camera, dude. Oh, yeah. That's it. That's it. Heave ho. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I obviously did a planter within a planter within a planter. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's what we did. We did a planter within a planter. Okay, so this Aptinia, all these plants, no good any longer. Get rid of them. In fact, look how long this has been here. This is all cracked, all messed up. Yep, whoop, it's gone. Okay, so we're going to do something really different in here. Look, there was a solar light in here at one time. Solar light, really kind of cool. Sun hits this, charges rechargeable batteries on the inside, and at nighttime it turns back on. I don't know if this is probably not, because it didn't turn on. Now, I don't know if you knew this or not, but you can, if you want these to work all the time, yank this out and put a regular battery in here. That'll work. All right, we're gonna put this over here, and I'm already running out of time. I've been yapping here so much. So we're gonna pull this stuff out. I want all of this dirt out of this. Let's see if a shovel will help us. Yes, let's go like this. Don't worry, I'll clean it up. I've got roots in here that are like crazy. Look at these roots. Look at that. Look how far. Look at this. Look at this. This is a root. This is a root from that Aptinia. That's amazing. Okay. So, as I mentioned, this is too heavy. So hopefully I'm not going to break this right now. But I do want to get all the soil out. And I can't do it that way. So we're going to get in here and do this. This is nice. So, soil, this would be good for your compost pile. Add it to there. There's a lot of microbes in there. I really wouldn't worry about the roots too much. Under perfect conditions, I would probably take and clean this up a whole lot. But we're not going to do that today. We're going to do something really slick. All right. So, we're going to pull this right up and out. And that's it. I do have a little tiny hole on the bottom of that. And that's really important to have that hole because we do want drainage. So I'm just going to take a rock and I'll put the rock in the center over here to hold that down. And that's good enough. That's good enough. Like I said, ideally, you can clean this really good if you want. It's up to you. Now, because we're getting sun, afternoon sun cooks this place. It really does. What we're going to put here is something very different, very unusual. I'm going to install a nectarine tree. Who would have thought putting a full-size nectarine tree? Now this right there has been sitting in my greenhouse. And can you see all these nectarines starting to form? Look at all these. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. This is going to be hands down. But I want you to go down now. I want you to go down. I want you to see something. Look how far down this has sunken. Okay, this is like half the size of the container. It's sunken over here. So what we need to do is that we can't just pull this out and plop it in here. We need to build this up inside here. So I need to get some soil and build it up and then I'll plant this thing. So we're just using a regular potting soil. You want to know something? If it sounds like I'm winded, I am winded. This is just a lot of work. So I just got some potting soil over here. And we're going to take and build this up. I'm going to go almost half with this. And the potting soil is moist. It's not wet. Almost looks kind of dry, doesn't it? Push it down. Now, really important. Watch my foot. We're gonna pack it down. Okay, packing it down here in this particular case is going to be a good thing. Okay, so we are up to there. Let's use this as a measuring stick. Right here, our soil is about right here, and that's about right there. I think that might be high enough. Let's find out right now. And by the way, there's so much to do on this porch, it's ridiculous. We're going to be doing this right here, and hopefully we'll get time to clean this up a little bit. But there's plants that we're going to be replace. We're going to actually not replace them, but we're going to put them in different spots. That's what we're going to do. This right here is a Strelitzia reginae. Nicolai. Strelitzia Nicolai, a giant bird of paradise. You see how light green it is? Well, it should be really dark green. Be super, super dark green. And that's because it's getting that sun I was telling you about. So we're going to do something kind of cool. We're going to be replacing it, repotting up a Ficus benjamina that's in the corner over here, cutting it down, putting it in a different pot, and then putting this in there. Might have to put this one in a different pot. It's all busted up too. Anyway, let's get to work. All right, so this, we're going to see if we can't yank this out. Oh, talk about being the right size. This is absolutely perfect. I'm telling you right now, the homeowner has no idea that I'm doing this. Look at this. Isn't it perfect? Look at it. You have just enough right here. We're going to fill up the sides, squish down the soil. It'll get watered. This is not going to sink anymore. This is just plenty of space right here to fill it up for the watering. You know, a lot of people might go a little bit higher, but with this, I'm going to go right here. All right. Is it flat? Is it straight? I don't even know if it's straight. Does that look straight to you guys? Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of straight. Whoa! Be careful out there. So I'm going to straighten this out just a little bit more. Now I'm going to put soil all the way around. Now, if I wasn't sitting here yapping with you, this whole process maybe would have taken 10 minutes to do. And we probably have a good 10 minutes of cleanup. Did you see that mess I made? There's a huge mess over there. So time-wise, there's not very much. But the problem that you have is people will want to do this whole thing right now. Absolutely everything. I'm not digging on that. Go little by little. And this is what we're going to do. Okay, now, this is a step that everybody forgets. Camera dude, is that straight? Let's take a look at this again. Here's part of the problem. The street porch is going down like this. So let's see here. Yeah, it looks like it's got to go to the left a little bit. All right, we're gonna have to bring this over just a bit. I did it, huh? Yeah, that's okay. Okay, now we don't want to jostle around this tree too much, and the reason being is because it's got fruit on it. The fruit could fall off. As it is, there's a natural thing that happens with a lot of these plants. It's called June drop. And it's a natural purging of the tree. Doesn't necessarily mean you did anything wrong. See how much that went down like that? Okay. And if I can, I never want to put more soil on top of the existing soil that came out of here. So the top of this root ball, that's all the soil you want to put. If you take and you put more, you run the risk of rotting this out. Not cool. Okay. Now, why am I doing a nectarine? Number one, it fruited last year for me. Absolutely loved that. When you follow me online, you'll see what I was talking about. Okay. Remember I said not too much. We could do this. All right. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, I'm done with this. Clean this up. Be nice and beautiful. Maybe we could take an after picture. So we're going to water this, and it'll just do wonderful. Now, I'm going to tell you this much right now. Something very odd has happened and is going to be happening with our plants. This plant went through a double dormancy. Because of the weather that we had, it lost all its leaves. The flowers came on. We were very fortunate that we had bee activity to do pollination. That's why the fruit set. The next thing is that we lost a lot of the leaves again because it got very cold. We had some more hail and we had a bunch of rain. And then what we did is that we waited and we had new leaves that came out. So it's very possible, just because that had happened, we may lose all the fruit. We don't know, so we're going to cross our fingers. But we do know one thing. We have a pond here, and ponds are notorious for getting dirty. Now, if you can look real close there, especially at that bottom tier, and I have to take my gloves off for this, you're going to see a lot of, I think the technical term is yucky. So that's a lot of yucky stuff. You don't want to put any type of chlorine in here because I see cats and I've seen birds and animals come to ponds all the time. If they can't get any water anywhere, this might be their only source. So let's do some digging out. So first we're going to do is, hopefully, let's see. You see this? Look at this. Ew. Ah! No, just kidding. See, look at this. Look at this muck. This is horrible. This is clogging everything up. It's not necessary for this. And it's pretty much just on the top. Now, what I like to do is I like to scrape things out a bit. Now, there is a filter system in the back of this thing. We're not gonna open it up. But you see these leaves? These leaves come off of that camphor trees. Huge camphor trees out there. So we're just going to go like this a little bit. It don't smell too bad. I thought it was going to smell worse than this. Water that does not move smells. So I'm gonna pull out a little bit of this water. And if camera dude just fixates on this picture right here, I'm gonna bring some water into this thing. So we have a source of water over here, and hopefully I'm not gonna get him all wet right now. So, and we got more leaves over here. This particular one is pretty inconvenient to get to. As far as doing all this, it's pretty inconvenient. I guess I would take and I would pull out all of these plants. I'm actually going to let it run over, and as it runs over, it's going to help clean it out quite a bit. So we'll do that over there. But I do want to do a couple other design features here for you. You know, we've got these absolutely beautiful narcissus. Look at that thing. Does life get any better than these things? How pretty that is. Is that just gorgeous? Just super gorgeous. Now, this planter right here, I'm digging on in the back. This is a marguerite. This marguerite will get about this big, I guess. If you put them in the ground, they get twice as big as that. We have some poppies that are going to be growing up. So flanked by poppies with these marguerites, absolutely beautiful. These tulips are just to die for. Beautiful. They don't last very long. They'll die off like this. So we do have a mixture of, in fact, this is two different pots. So this one is just the tulips right here. And all I did is I filled it up to halfway. I put the tulip bulbs all around, touching each other. And then they started to grow, and here you have them. In fact, the person that lives here says that when she looks out here and he looks out here, they feel so happy to see all this. And I think that's just really cool. So this planter right here is going to get pulled out as well. That's going to get pulled out, and we're going to put a hibiscus. Let me show you what the hibiscus looks like. There's not enough time to do the whole thing right now, but look. So this is our 1 gallon hibiscus plant. Now this hibiscus plant is going to flourish like crazy because it's going to be in full sun. It's going to be in full sun. And look at, we bought this for 10 bucks. That's how much this was. All right, so it's going to get about this big. Okay, if it was in the ground, it can get bigger than this, but because it's in the container, a little bit smaller. And in fact, hey, you want to know something? Camera dude, go back on this. I'm going to turn this on. Let's see if I can turn this on. Can't turn it on. We'll show you in the last 30 seconds of the show what everything looked like after we looked, because if you turn around over here, you're going to see this turn real fast. There you go. And you'll see you'll see this. Remember I said about the ficus? We're going to take this ficus right here, and it's growing through the roof. So we're going to clip it. We're going to repot it up. We're going to repot this thing up. We're going to throw this away. Bigger container. That container is going to be put where the Strelitzia nicolai, remember we talked about that already, and we're going to bring it over here. We'll do some trimming on these plants a little bit. By the way, this right here, this is called African purslane. This is another herbaceous plant to where you can take and you just prune it off like this, wait a couple days, put it in the ground, and the best part about it, it's edible. In fact, in Africa, giraffes eat this like crazy. It's like candy for them. So if you decide to bring any giraffes home, make sure you grow some of this. But as I mentioned, you can have a little bit of heaven in such a small space, and that's what's really cool about this. So I gotta get back to work. Who said gardening wasn't dirty? All right, it took us a couple hours to fix this all up. We put the Strelitzia in the corner. I ended up moving the nectarine on this side. We took this away from the front of the fountain. And then I decided to, instead of putting the hibiscus here, we put the tulips inside and put some vegetables if anything. But this right here is the gem over here. I did a little dumpster diving, got myself something, a little popcorn thing. This right here is called peanut cactus. So we got popcorn and peanuts. Thanks for joining me on another excursion of Things Green. Our goal is to educate, inform, and entertain so you can become exposed to a green lifestyle inside and outside of the home and community, all on your terms. Join me next time right here as we help you with Things Green.
John Delmatoff Backhoe Service has been serving Southern California for over 22 years and is a proud supporter of Things Green.
Being out in the yard and garden has never been so much fun. With our many playful laser-cut pet, garden, and yard signs. More information at InStyleSteel.com.
For nearly 90 years, the Bonide family has provided solutions to lawn and garden pest problems. Whether it's an insecticide, weed killer, fungicide, or plant care product, Bonide products will provide you the best solution to your lawn, garden, or home pest problem.
Southland Sod Farms, creators of genuine marathon sod. Pre-grown tall fescue grass. More information at sod.com.
Dram has been providing gardeners with professional equipment for over 80 years. Dram products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. Dram for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.